Welcome back to another Jay's Clock video, and we have now made to my probably most anticipated figure from this entire way. We got Crosshair from Star Wars The Black series, of course from the Bad Batch series, and I've already opened this up, and he's a pretty cool figure. There's only one little thing I can notice that I could complain about, but overall I think he's a wonderful figure. But let's, I guess, take a look at the box real quick. Just reach over. We can look at the front of the package with Star Wars The Black series logo on top. We can look at Crosshair in the box. We can look at his name peel down there. It's like in a red burgundy color, just like Hunter. We can look at the side art mural. And if we bring Hunter aside, we can look at what that looks like. So if I just get that back. There we go. You can get a kind of a look at the mural together. Of course, there's a lot more to go through, but that's the start of it. Taking a look at the back here, you get a look at Crosshair again on the top of the box area. He's, of course, number 02. And you do get a bio up there on that little spot right up there. Upper left, I think. Maybe right. Anyway, it's up there, so that's look at the box. And turning it back around, we're back at the front. So, yeah, I'm really hyped to get this open. So, without further ado, let's open up the box. So, here we have Crosshair out of the box. Of course, we get his rifle and a small little blaster at the lower end, or, yeah, down there. The package. We get his helmet, of course, which is a pretty cool helmet. I like it. And we can look at his book bag right there. And we can look at Crosshair in the package right there. So, we'll make all the accessories out, and we'll take a look at, well, the accessories. So taking a look at our first weapon here, we got Crosshair's little blaster. It's the same as Rex and same as Hunter. We may get this in a lot of the clones packaging. I'm going to assume this comes with almost most clones. Maybe not all, but some of them. But we got to look at that. He does a holster unlike Hunter, so I'm happy about that. So we can place that somewhere. I don't like it when, I really say it's a Hunter review, but I don't like it when, like, characters or like these figures come with accessories that you can't even do anything with. I mean, I guess Hunter does get to hold them, but it's still, I'd rather put them somewhere else. I'm happy we got a place to put the blaster. Taking a look at Crosshair's helmet, it's a very cool one. I'm a huge fan of his helmet. It is a bit too big. Unlike Hunter's, his was more like a thin kind of like hole right here, like an oval shape. This one's a bit large, so we just can't find that balance there. I will say, when I first opened it up, and this was like my first time really, well, a week ago or so, it was my first time really getting an idea of the helmet. This kind of reminds me of Darth Vader's like breathing apparatus area. It's not a triangle, but it has almost that shape, and may not look like it, but it does have that imprint and that shape. So I just found that kind of interesting. He does, of course, I think he does have a black visor. I could be wrong again, but I'll just edit it out. But I do like the design of the helmet. It's pretty cool. Of course, you got a little rangefinder. I can go down over his eye. So that's pretty cool. And just such a cool helmet. Taking a look at his little book bag here, there is a little slot for you to put his rifle, because it can't come apart. I saw that in one of the other reviews. I think it was Lucas Monsters or Out of the Basement review. I saw that. The Crosshairs was one of the few characters I actually went and saw reviews before I came and made mine. I saw it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago from when this is coming out. But we got a little peg for him back there. Of course, it's kind of like the same design with this handlebar down here, like Hunter's. But you got that. And of course, you got a hole on this side to peg in the other half of the rifle. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's his little backpack. Now let's take a look at that giant rifle. Alright, so we have the rifle. It's so big, it's almost out of shot. I'm trying to think, how does this go again? I think it goes like this. So, of course, we got his handlebar down here. Got a little opening right there. And it's such a huge rifle. I never seen something like this. And this piece almost reminds me of like the little candle piece on the Lego rifle. I know that y'all may not be into Legos like I am, but that's just something that I noticed picked up when I took it out of the package. Of course, it got a peg right there. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's right there. So you can peg it into the backpack. So that's nice. Of course, the guy, I guess it's like, what's it called? I'm blanking now. Scope, I guess, is where he's going to look down and everything. And it's just a very, very long rifle. I just can't even get it all in shot. I mean, I could put it out there, but we got all that. It can split in two, so you just pull on that like so, and then it does just snap back in if you wanted to. Just goes back in that little, there's like a little hole right here. Peg, I mean, and then there's a hole in there. Just want to get in there and gonna hear kind of a little snap, but not too much. It stays in there quite well. It's not coming out, so that's nice. But I guess we take that out again. I'll show you what it looks like with the backpack. So when it comes to the backpack here, of course you want to get in a shot. I'm mainly telling myself that. I will say I've had one little problem with this. Actually, I guess the helmet is one thing I was talking about earlier, but there's something about this other half of the rifle. I think it goes in. I honestly don't remember how it goes in. It's going like that. I'm gonna assume it goes in like that, or maybe it goes in like. No, it doesn't go in like that. So I'm gonna assume it goes in like this. It just kind of hangs in there. There we go. Let me know in the comments below if that's wrong, but I think that's how it goes. You can kind of get in there, but that seems like it's holding it. It's not coming out. But when it comes to this one, this kind of just pegs in there, and it doesn't really stay in too well, I've noticed, while I'm like kind of messing around with it. Trying to find the hole. Where's the hole? Okay, I found the hole. So the hole is like down here. I was taking a moment, but it's right down there. And you're just gonna peg that into it, like so. And there you go. So this is kind of loose, a bit looser on here. It will stay in, like, it's not falling out right now, but like there's something I did notice while messing around with it, is that it does come out quite easily. So you just want to note that. Bringing Crosshair into the picture here. Now we're going to peg this in. I'll take the rifle out and we'll get him in a pose later, but kind of give you an idea. Let's bring him up a bit. So you're just going to peg in like so. And there you go. It's not going to come out just like Hunter's. And you see, I had to cut the camera, but like it came out easily like that. So we'll shut that down. The reason I'm bringing back this gun is so I can show you, but unlike Hunter, he does have a holster, so I'm really happy about that. It's right there. So what we're gonna do is just want to push that rifle, or not the rifle, but the blaster into the holster. Push it in there like so. And there you go, you got the rifle. I just want to say rifle. You got his blaster into that holster, and let's get that piece back on to his backpack. So again, this just really easily comes out. And so besides the helmet being a bit too large and this coming out, I think that's all I can say that's like negative of this character. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that I may miss that could be wrong with this character. But I think it's a wonderful character overall, and I think they did a wonderful job on Crosshair. But speaking of Crosshair, let's now bring him up for a closer look. So here we have Crosshair. Now I'm really a big fan, of course, of his look in the animation. This kind of looks more realistic to me. That just could be me, but yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. When it comes to stuff like this, I don't remember where I mentioned it, but do you prefer stuff like animation to be more realistic, to kind of like, I guess, mix in, or like kind of keep with that style of a series, like a toy line, or would you prefer it to be like animation like when it's needed, so like Rebels, Clone Wars? Do you prefer those to be more realistic, or stays true to their animation form? I really didn't mind, but I feel like with the Bad Batch, I just kind of prefer them to be in their animation form. But that's just my little thoughts on that. You do get a little design on his eye. I think it's his left eye right there for the Crosshair, like the logo. So that's pretty cool. Moving forward, downwards, or actually, hold on, he does have gray hairs, which is kind of interesting. All the other clones have blackish, I believe, hair, and then blonde for Rex, but he has gray, so that's very interesting. I also like how Bradley Baker does voice for his Crosshair. They did a video a few years back on the behind the clone voices for Clone Wars, and then did that one for Bad Batch. Moving again on to the body, it should be the same as Hunter's. I think I saw that also in a video, that they basically reused the body for Hunter. So you got the shoulder pads that will move. Unlike Hunter's, these don't move as... No, well, they kind of do, I guess. Never mind. If you all remember, I had trouble getting those to stay in place. I mean, it's nice they move, but every time I move the arm, they also move. So I had to readjust them every time. So, take a look at that. Again, you can look at the holster right there. Again, very thankful that came with that. Take a look at the knees. Of course, you're going to have that knee pad issue where it doesn't come down. It just kind of stays on the shin or the thigh. So, yeah, they did a pretty good job. And I like the dark, I guess, darkish gray, dark metal gray, or is it gunmetal gray, design color for his costume or outfit or armor. Of course, he gets this antenna that sticks out on his shoulder pad. So that is a bit different than Hunter's. But... yeah, of course on the back we just get the peg, or the hole for the peg right there. So yeah, let's look at Crosshair. Let's do articulation real quick. So when it comes to articulation, you can put his head down all the way like that. You can bend it that far back. You can go side to side, go 360 degrees like so. And you can also move his arms around. The shoulder pads will move along with it. Kind of got to hold it, so there you go. Of course, you can take his arm out like that, and you can bend at the elbow, twist at the elbow right there. And then if you want, I just now, let's try to get that back. Okay, that took a minute. I dislocated his elbow, but you can bend it like that. I think I said that, but you can also turn the hand. There is no, oh, never mind, there is. There's a little movement in the wrist there, so that's nice. And of course, it's going to be the same for this arm, so I won't go over all of it, but same deal. Twist of the hand. Ooh, that's interesting. Does this hand? I can't. Okay, yeah, there you go. I was going to say, I thought that hand for some reason didn't have that joint, but it does. So, anyway. That's why I always question myself, and I end up doing the articulation, because you just never know. But again, you can move that elbow like that, and so... Got that. Just like Hunter, his body's a bit squeaky, but I don't know whether that means it's old or it's just been preserved well enough where it's like almost brand new. Can you twist at the waist? You can twist at the waist. Ooh, oh no. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so his belt moves. That scared me for a second. His belt does move, so you just want to make sure you turn it along with the waist when you do that. You can go down that far with the ab crunch and go back that far. It's a pretty good motion there. You can go side to side. You know, he can do the splits like so. He can bend at the knee that far down. He can kick up that far. And then he can also bend at the foot, I believe. Let's try this. Okay, he can bend that far up. I don't know if you can tell there's made a difference, but pull it down that far. Either it doesn't want to go down that far, or his foot's very stubborn and stiff. I'm going to assume you can't bend it far down, but got that. So let me know in the comments below. But from what I can tell, he doesn't go really that far, but that's okay. You just need to get him to stand and everything. So yeah, that's a look at Crosshair. Let's not get his accessories on one more time. Of course, we'll take a look at him holding the rifle, but we'll just port this back in one last final time. I can get it the right way. So we got that. And when it comes to nope. See what I mean? It just doesn't stay in too well. Okay, we're going to grab that in one moment. But let's put on the helmet. Now, this helmet does seem a bit too big on him when you put it on, so I'll show you that. There we go. Okay. Got that. So if I put, like, I do this, see if I can get it like this. So if you can see there's a massive gap underneath that helmet. And I know Hunter's kind of the same way, but on Crosshair, it's very noticeable from what I can tell. So that's just, like, my only little complaint, that his helmet just overly sized. I mean, it still works, but I can definitely tell that's a big helmet, and that one rifle piece does not port in too well on Crosshair. I gotta find it out. There it is. So yeah, with that, I'll take his rifle out. Well, now I'll take a look at him holding it, and I've heard that it's kind of hard to get him to hold that rifle in his hand. So what we're going to want to do is bend his hands ahead of time. That way we can get him in a pose when it's time here. There we go. Okay. So now let's try to get this in his hand. Hopefully this is turning out well on the camera. So I just kind of want to push it in. How do I do this? Was it like this? Okay, there we go. We got that in his hand. We're going to push this back. Oh, it fell out. Third time is a charm. Here we got Crosshair in a pose with his rifle. Looks pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of the Mandalorian rifle. Now, it looks nothing like it, but it's also such a long blaster that that length just kind of reminds me of it. So we got that. Of course, we got him kind of looking down the scope. I don't know if it really looks like he is, but that's kind of the best I can do. And so let's get a pose here. Alright, so there we got Crosshair in a pose. It's not the best with his legs, but it's a smidge difficult to get him to, like, stand and everything. So just note that, but he does stand when you get in a pose. Let me grab Hunter and we'll take a look at what they look like posed next to each other. Alright, so there we go. We got Crosshair and Hunter next to each other. They look pretty cool. I can't wait to get Tech, Echo, and Omega and Wrecker next to each other, next to all of them as well. That rifle takes up a lot of space, so we're gonna zoom out like all the way out here when we get the whole team, but for now we're up to here, I guess. So a really good figure. I'm a huge fan of Crosshair's clone armor. I think it's my favorite character so far out of the wave, even though we've only reviewed 2. I've already taken the others out from time to time, taking a look, and so far he's winning, but I have a lot more I still haven't taken out, so who knows? He may end up dead last. I highly doubt it, but he's really good. And right now, he's #1. So leave your thoughts and comments below of this Crosshair figure. Do you like his clone armor or his Imperial armor? And yeah. So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Keep an eye out for next Wednesday for the Elite Squad Trooper. I forgot the title of it for a second. And I think next would be Tech or Wrecker, one of those two. But yeah, with that, like I said, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next one. Take care.